Okay, fantastic. I can just see a few more attendees coming in.
Awesome.
All right, 8:30, let's start. So good morning. Welcome to JobAdder's Breakfast Club webinar series, where we talk all things remote working. So I'm Christina, I'm Head of Marketing here at JobAdder. And today I'm here with Troy from Spark Hire, all the way from Chicago. So thanks for joining us so early, Troy. Not early for you, but breakfast for Australia.
Yeah, thanks guys for joining. I appreciate it.
So we're just going to jump straight in. So Troy, tell us about Spark Hire. What's your elevator pitch?
Yeah, of course. So, we obviously know these are some crazy times, especially for hiring, and candidates are still trying to get in front of clients to fill those positions, and that's where Spark Hire can really come into play. So if you're not familiar with Spark Hire, we're a video interviewing tool. We've been around since 2012, and we serve over 6,000 customers, with the staffing and recruiting industry really being a big, industry that we currently serve. So essentially, we help recruitment agencies, get their candidates in front of their clients quicker by leveraging our video interviews. So clients can, review video interview recordings and provide feedback to recruiters. So recruiters can, quickly advance candidates to on-site interviews with those clients.
Yeah, awesome. So I guess, with the way that the world's going at the moment, anything that we can do remotely is definitely going to help everyone, especially with working from home. So on that, you would speak to clients every day. What are some of the issues that you're seeing in recruitment at the moment?
Yeah, of course. So we are definitely seeing, three major, challenges right now in that recruiting realm. With that first one being speed. So recruiters, need a quicker way to connect with candidates remotely and prepare them for a client presentation. The second challenge that we're really seeing is the collaboration. So clients don't have an easy way to, assess candidates who are being submitted, to them, since everyone is working from home. And that third challenge is the competition. So, with companies slowing down their hiring, there is more competition to fill, a smaller number of job orders. So, differentiation is really key at this time.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely some added pressure at the moment. So in terms of these issues, how does Spark Hire solve them for customers?
Yeah, of course. And, not only during this time, but, for the time, after this too, really how we can, help these teams out is, first off with that speed. With the beauty of our video interviews, we have both the live interview, which is similar like to Skype, or we have like the pre-recorded one-way interviews. So, this allows candidates to record selfie style video responses of themselves on their own time, through our free iOS or Android app or on the webcam. But essentially, they're able to just record these answers right away, and then those recruiters can essentially send over a short list of those video interviews that those clients can review, on their own time. So even before this craziness happened, the beauty, with the speed of our tool is these candidates can record these video responses anywhere at any time, as opposed to a scheduled phone screen or anything like that. So we're really just essentially able to get those candidates in front of those clients, a lot sooner.
Yeah,
And that,
awesome.
yeah, and that second part would really be that collaboration, and this how this really, adds on to that speed. But with the collaboration, these recruitment agencies are presenting candidates to clients with recorded video interviews, so clients, can provide feedback, with our mentioning and tagging, under those video interviews. So we have like a 5-star rating system, and then you can tag, members of that team, and talk about that video interview response. And another one, going off that is just that competition. So, you can brand your firm as innovative, during this time, using video interviewing technology against some companies that, aren't, and then you're able to make, those more placements using that video interviewing.
Yeah, perfect. So, I mean, obviously it's tough times right now, but there are still a lot of really good news stories, and we, especially at Jobber, we're always trying to share those out during this time. So, can you tell us about some of the wins that your customers are experiencing this week?
Yeah, of course. So one of our mutual customers, actually, Snap Talent International, they have, told us that, many of their clients won't accept submissions without a Spark Hire interview. So, that's really cool to hear, as well as recruitment agencies just overall have been able to, make more placements all through video interviewing. So, I mean, even at our own company, we've onboarded 5 new hires as well since the whole office went remote. So with our internal hiring, we still use Spark Hire with the pre-recorded interview onto that live interview, and we've been able to make smooth transitions, internally utilizing our own tool as well. But with other staffing recruiting agencies as well, in general, our customers see improvements in their placement speed, along with their conversion rates on their submit to hire, the submit to hire ratio.
Yeah, that's awesome. I guess it's a big part of it is just making sure that business doesn't have to slow down, if you're not in a physical location. So
Exactly.
that's awesome. Yeah. So when you think of when people think of Spark Hire, what is the first thing you want them to think of? So what is your unique selling point, and how is it really going to help people with the new work from home setup?
Yeah, of course. So, first off is really just the ease of use of our tool. With having the most customers in our space, we want to provide a flexible and easy tool to use. We understand that video interviewing can be a change for people, and we want that to be, as smooth of a process as possible. So, we've won awards from G2 Crowd awarding that ease of use, but also, we know that companies are coming to us, right now, at this time, wanting to use video interviews right away. So we're able to, have them go through our onboarding system where they're able to get their account live and up and running, that same day while getting educated on how to use the tool. And then each account is going to be assigned a dedicated account manager that's going to walk them through, setting up those jobs and those question sets tied to those jobs. But going off that ease of use and that flexibility is really tying into that pricing. So, we provide really flexible options with no contracts, no setup fees. We have month-to-month subscriptions. So, staffing recruiting firms of any size can essentially, give us a try on a month-to-month basis if they like. The beauty about our pricing is that it's not a cost per interview structure or anything like that. You're able to connect with as many candidates as you would like. You get unlimited video interviews. The biggest difference with our pricing is really just how many positions you want to use us for. So with that flexibility, that ease of use, the pricing, and the customer support, that's what's really going to stand us out, from our competitors.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Thanks, Troy. So
Mhm.
I want to know what Spark Hire looks like. Can you show us what it looks like, and how it interacts with Job Adder?
Yeah, of course. So we've actually recorded this, video, essentially just in the Job Adder account and what it looks like to really utilize Spark Hire. So I'm just going to go, this is just like a high level overview, of the integration. And I'm going to go ahead and, dive into this a little bit more inside Job Adder and just the seamless experience that these customers can have to utilize these video interviews.
Perfect.
So like I said, how it works is you're able to, seamlessly schedule those one-way or pre-recorded and live interviews directly in Job Adder, and then review completed interviews in one click. So you can see we're in our Job Adder account here. We have our job of the HR generalist and the list of these candidates as well. So let's say you want to invite Hannah Roberts, for that video interview. We're going to go down here to activity, schedule interview, and you see the video interview pop up. So in here, you can select the type of video interview if you want it to be one way or live. For this purpose, we're just going to do the one way. The date of the time that the one-way video interview has to be completed by, the deadline. Obviously, if it was a live interview, you would just schedule the date and time you want to connect with that candidate for that live interview. But for these purposes, we're just going to keep it the one way. You're just going to select the job and the question set tied to that job. As well as, any sort of personalized message that you can put in here as well. So the jobs and the question sets would just be set up with your account manager with Spark Hire. And then to be able to, just to edit out the personalized message, you can have a default of the email template, or you can, delete that out if you'd like, just for the personalized message.
Great.
And after that's set up, we can click preview, and you can see the one-way interview, the deadline that you want it to complete it by, and we're going to click schedule interview. So if we go back to the candidate record here in Job Adder for Hannah Roberts, you can see the video interview and when it was scheduled for. And we're going to view the video interview. So we're going to go down to view and then video interview. And you can see it's marked as completed here in the video interview. So we're just going to click on that. To be able to view the video interview here. And this is where you'll also be presented with a share link that you can easily, share with your team as well. So I know that video was a little slower. It was been recorded before, so I was trying to go at their pace and how they recorded it. But yeah, I mean, any questions, from your end as far as the video or anything?
Yes, awesome. So let's open it up for some questions. So if anyone's got some questions, just put them through the little question box on GoToWebinar. Okay. So Sarah has sent through a question. So what does the candidate experience look like? So we've seen what it looks like within Job Adder, how easy it is to use. But
yeah.
If I'm a candidate, what does it look like?
Yeah, of course. Great question. And this is actually, this ties into a feature I wanted to tie into too, because, video messaging has been very, popular within our tool as well. So essentially the candidate experience, they're going to get an email from that organization via Spark Hire, inviting them to complete that one-way interview, along with that deadline. It will prompt them to either download that free app or do it through their mobile device. Side note, we do have 24/7 technical support for both users and candidates. So if they ever do run into an issue, they can reach out at any time. But essentially, that candidate experience is they get that email notifying them along with that deadline. And then, like I said, the video messaging, sometimes either, the client or the recruiter would like to just video actually themselves, inviting them to the interview, kind of what to expect from here. As far as an intro, or they can also have like an outro video once they've completed the interview, next steps from here, when you should hear back from us or anything like that. So that candidate experience is, a really seamless experience too, but we also have that support for them at all times if they run into any questions or anything.
Yeah, perfect. So Cameron has just sent through a question. So what is the completion rate for candidates completing the video meeting? And what are some of the challenges in getting them comfortable with this process?
Yeah, good question. So we see an over 85% completion rate with these one-way interviews. And I think that attests to a couple of things. That's one, the ease of use, but also two, I think these candidates feel more tangible to these clients, and they're able to dive into their history a little bit more and why they think they would be a good fit, with this certain company, rather than just what a, telephone screen or a resume review would do. And, let's be face it, obviously, most everyone has smartphones and anything like that. So, they're pretty comfortable, recording themselves, but we also have specific features like think time or take settings, where you're able to limit how long that candidate has to think before they must record, or how long they're able to record their answer to make sure they're not Googling their answer or anything like that. So, making it feel like as much as an interview as possible. But also, with that high completion rate, I think you see that these candidates really like to, dive into, their history, via video, for these clients.
Yeah, perfect. So Sophie has asked, so how's your pricing structured? I know we sort of touched on that, though I know that you're a SaaS model, so you can go month to month, but can you just elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So like I said, on all of our plans, you get unlimited video interviews, both pre-recorded and live. you know, you can connect with as many candidates as you'd like. The biggest difference is just how many positions you want to use us for on a monthly basis. Keep in mind, though, these positions are treated like slots in the sense of, you know, let's say you're on our bronze plan, which is just one position a month. You know, let's say you got that position filled within the first week of the month, you're able to reactivate another job for that remaining time of the month. So you're always hiring for one job. But essentially, you know, our bronze plan is, you know, $119. And I can actually just go ahead and pull up the pricing page here. So you see our bronze plan, that's one position for $119 a month. Our silver plan, that's $249 a month, and that's for 5 positions. And our gold
And
plan
that's
is
US dollars, is that right?
Yes, this is US
Yep.
dollars.
Yep.
And our gold is $599 a month, and that's unlimited positions for unlimited interviews. But keep in mind, you know, we're definitely running some promotions at this time too, and there's some annual savings if you were to pay for, you know, 3, 6, or 12 months up front. So this is just that 1 month pricing, you know, basis.
Yep. So we've got time for one more question. So Debbie has sent one through. So she said, with the live interview, I assume both the interviewer and interviewee can see each other on the screen, and can live interviews be shared? So it's a 2-part question.
Yeah. So that's what's really the big difference too with our live video interview as opposed to like a Skype is, you know, first off, to answer your question, yes, it is recorded and it can be shared within your team, but it's also a more professional experience for that candidate and user because that landing page is going to be branded towards, you know, that organization's logo and colors and everything like that. So it makes the interview feel like a more professional experience as well. But yes, it is recorded and it can be shared. So, you know, not everyone on the hiring team has to be present for that live interview.
Yep. Okay, perfect. Well, that's all of our questions today. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It was really great to speak to you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, thanks.